the original sign, Oakland Toggery, was a big, it's all metal, and it went like about, 25, 30 feet high. It was way up in the middle of the building, and then it was sticking out over Haight Street. And on both sides was this neon, saying Oakland Toggery. Well, what I wanted was to have UFO Gallery up there, So Dickens Bascom. Do you ever meet Dickens? Crazy artist friend of Nana's. They went to San Rafael together, military school. He's a far out guy. There's one of his paintings. See it?
I love that one.
Yeah, well, that's his work, and that's the way he does all that little practice stuff. He does a lot of little. He's got penises running all over it. And so he's going to put on there a UFO Gallery. That's all I wanted. So I rent scaffolding and all that shit, and we got so that he can get up there. Mm-hmm. He takes down all of the, breaks all the neon off the thing, and then it's just a big flat sign on both sides. So he starts, and you see that kind of stuff? Yeah. He starts doing that on there. Well, I rented that stuff, and I had to re-rent it. I think I had it a month. And I had to get a second permit, to have it there, because it was blocking some of the sidewalk and everything. But he put all those little people running around, guys with their peckers out, but you couldn't see it from the...
Right.
You couldn't see it from the street, but all you could see was like that, see?
Yeah.
And when he got through, it never said UFO Gallery. It said the sign is, so whenever I would say anything to him, he would go, Lenny, no distress. He said that all the time. What I found out later, he wrote that all over in the place. No distress. Well, I'll tell you. In odd places he would write that on walls and ceilings and things. But anyway, that's all he'd say is no distress. I couldn't get mad at him. He was so wild, and he was such a good artist, and he was so funny. And so he did that whole thing, and when he was through, I said, well, that's it, He says, I wanted to do something good for you. He says, people can't really see that way up there. He says, I want something in your window. I'm going to do you a stained glass piece. Well, he did stained glass work. He did it his own way. He epoxied stuff on and made it into. That's the way he did it. He epoxied broken tiles of glass and all that stuff
onto
the glass. See. So he said, I'll do a sign, UFO sign there. And what he did there was he put smiling, he called it Smiling Lens UFO Gallery. I didn't want no smiling. Because he was always giving me that no distress, and it always made me laugh, No matter how pissed off I was getting, he'd say, no distress. He was a real laid-back guy, Anyway, that sign, not only it said that, it showed me in some kind of a crazy UFO thing going into the air. And, I called that UFO Gallery, but I had under that, proprietor, Uranus F. Org. So that's where the UFO comes from.
Right.
Uranus F. Org. But, I used to get calls there from people would say, I saw a UFO. Because in the book it was UFO Gallery. They didn't know. They thought that was a UFO guy. You got to call me in the middle of the night.